Hey, it's Luna and I'm back here with another video where I ramble on about a character with no idea in which direction I'm heading in. There will be spoilers ahead, so if you don't want that, then feel free to skip ahead to the time on the screen. Well, that is if I figure out how to do that, because I do not know how to edit. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into it. Gunnthra, known for keeping the being burnt alive trope up, which puts the fire in Fire Emblem. Gunnthra is the eldest sister in the Nifl family who, when Nifl is attacked, reaches out to the summoner for help by performing the Rite of Dreams in order for her to have more control over her dreams and actually be able to recall them once she wakes up. She asks for the summoner to rescue her sister, which, sure enough, the summoner is led to do so. When the Asuka group make it to Nifl and seek out Gunnthra in order to find a way to defeat Surta, they're too late and find Surta already there with Gunnthra barely clinging to life. They were outsmarted and the Muspel army figured out their strategy. It's there where Gunnthra faces her tragic end by being burnt to death. Yes, her story is a lot shorter than Deirdre's, mainly due to the fact that Book 2 had some pretty half-assed character development. Why do all my favourite characters have something to do with burning? Deirdre's husband was burnt right in front of her and Gunnthra was burnt right in front of her sister. Maybe I have a problem. Now, one thing that didn't sit well with me was how they didn't really flesh out Gunnthra as much as they could have. They didn't really flesh out many of the Book 2 OCs, as I said before. If they did, I probably would have cried at her death, but all it made me feel was a bit sad. That doesn't change that I love her to bits. I do love the bit of personality that they do give her. She just appears so calming, and the motherly nature that she has, and just the way she works as a unit. My build for Gunnthra will be on screen. I have multiple, but this is what I typically go with. People told me that she's not worth it, but I'm not gonna let that stop me. Hell, I gave her close counter as an impulsive decision. Even then, it managed to make it work. She tanks most blue units and some green units that don't hit too hard and don't double her. I also have New Year's Gunnthra, who is so much fun to use. She was my first 5-star exclusive red flyer. Yes, it took me that long to get one. I didn't go for Camilla in the New Year's banner in the first year. I'll also put her build on screen, and I love her just as much and her art is just as beautiful. I typically go with her base kit since it's just perfect. Speaking of Gunnthra, I have a bit of a tale to tell about trying to summon her. Now, when I first saw Gunnthra on the legendary banner, I was super psyched up for her since she looked amazing. I also needed a green cab at the time. She was gorgeous and I wanted her, but I had just spent on the Christmas banner and was a bit short on orbs. However, on the first legendary banner, I had gotten a few good pulls from saving, that is, so I thought I would get her pretty easily. Oh, how wrong I was. So I dropped, I think, 80 orbs on the banners. I got 2 Amelias. I told myself it would be okay and that she would come back, which she did on the next banner. This was when Ike was revealed. I spent around 150 orbs on that banner. From that I got Legendary Ike, Saniki, Summer Robin, and 4 Performing Arts Azoras. 4! I had a 1 in 3 chance of getting a green unit and I got the same one 4 times. Now I was annoyed. I didn't have a single Gunnthra, so I just left it there because I knew that Azora would come back again and again and again. Oh, and then the February banner comes around. Gunnthra was on it again, however the Fallen Heroes banner had also dropped around that time. I think I had 120 orbs saved up and then I went for Grima, spent 80 orbs on that banner because I got pity broken by America and didn't get Grima immediately, which left me pretty drained. So the legendary banner comes around again and I summon. I spent the 60 orbs I had and got nothing. And then we got the compensation orbs for something, I can't remember what, and then from that I got Sumikaran and Jafar. No Gunnthra. And then April runs around. This was my worst month of summoning ever. This was when they revealed Morgan being added to the game and I was burnt out from the legendary banner. So I spent the rest of the month trying to save, trying to get Morgan, only to be pity broken by 2 Chroms and a Lara Shell. I gave up after being pity broken by Crom for the second time and saved up for the legendary banner. I spent a little over 120 orbs since it was female Grima and Gunnthra on the banner. And this banner, it was the first time I got to 11%. This banner hurt me so badly, I was actually devastated. This was when I decided to actually save in small portions. I got Grima the next month along with Shigure, who left me with a 5% on his original banner, along with Halloween Jacob, and the worst legendary of them all, Legendary Lid. Now I was all clear for saving in May. I only wanted Ares that month and got him in 5 orbs. I did end up dropping 60 orbs trying to get Morgan, which I managed to do. However, I was left with just over 60 orbs. I saved up to 70, and when the banner came around, I pulled 2 Sigurds and a Huion. Once again, no Gunnthra. The next month's banner was a skip. No one I wanted was on the banner, and I spent 70 orbs on the summer banner to get 2 Inez. I think it was around July when I made the decision that I would save a large amount of orbs for Gunnthra, and then I would spend them in order to try plus 10 her. So Lucina's banner runs around, and I think I got her in a few orbs, but it didn't cut into my saving up that much. Oh, and then the Draconic Aura banner dropped. I spent 100 orbs on that banner, hoping for an Ares merge, got to 4%, and it got pity broken by a leaf. I was down to around 80 orbs, and oh boy, then the Brave Heroes banner dropped, and I was dumb and decided to spend more orbs. I got to, I think, 4.25 before I just gave up. To top it off, there was a banner with Gunnthra on. I didn't have the orbs to spend though. I'm not too smart and also spend impulsively. I then immediately went back to saving. And then September, the month where the genealogy banner dropped. I told myself I was only allowed to spend on genealogy banners. I was fine with anyone and landed myself a Luin. Back to saving with the 60 orbs I had in my pocket. And from there I saved and saved, apart from the one instance where Legendary Tiki's banner dropped. I free summoned Tiki. After that, a friend of mine said that my Sigurd should have repositioned, but I had 0 fodder, so I couldn't give it him. I decided I would drop no more than 25 orbs. First summon, I got myself a Carla, and then I went back to saving. I even missed out on the Brave Redux banner, which had Cliff on, who I love to bits. And then it happened. November Legendary banner came around. I saved up 721 orbs for this. I remember this vividly. My first circle had no greens, but I summoned anyway. I got a Legendary Lucina and a Summer Cordelia. In the next circle, another Summer Cordelia. One circle later, I got 2 Summer Inez back to back. In the very next circle, I finally had her, Gunnthra. After around 560 orbs, give or take a few, and over the span of an entire year, I finally got her. I didn't stop there though, as it was only my first copy. I spent every last orb and actually reached 0. My final summon on the banner was another Legendary Lucina. In total from the banner I got 2 Legendary Lucinas, 2 Summer Cordelias, 6 Summer Inezes, 5 Kanas, 4 Gunthras, and 1 Nina. And that is why Gunnthra is so important to me. Now on the most recent Legendary banner, I got myself another 3 Gunthras, Frid, 2 Adrift Corrins, female that is, and an Adrift Mikoto. All from 320 orbs, all saved up. I'm hoping that I can plus 10 Gunnthra really soon. Now, trying to get New Year's Gunnthra wasn't too bad actually. I free summoned her brother, which I was really annoyed about. I'd spent on the Christmas banner and didn't get anything, so I was really short on orbs. I spent all of January saving and ended up spending, I think it was 60 orbs or so to get a Gunnthra. I spent a couple more and managed to also get Huion. That is the luckiest I've ever been on a seasonal banner. It's like any banner with Gunnthra gives me some insane luck. Oh wow, that was actually a really long story. This was also a lot longer than my first video. Well, I guess it shows I'm getting a lot better at rambling. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.